Ready?
Far away.
Pleasing to get a bit of momentum, Mick, and 2 wins in a row. To be happy with that.
Take that every day of the week.
What do you think was the key tonight? I mean, that leg speed and the boys from the back half really shot tonight.
We're still having our lapses, which is a bit disappointing, but that's we don't take anything away from an opposition that finished in the top 4 of last year. We've played some pretty good football sides. We've stayed in the game on most occasions for a long time, but when we lapse, we're lapsing badly, and we've just got to get better. But the lapses were shorter and restricted to 1 or maybe 2 quarters, so we are getting better. So they're the things that come out of it that are better than the previous few weeks. But we know we've got some work in front of us. But the good thing is that now we've got a couple of wins under our belt. We're learning about one another, game style and players, and I think we're spreading it pretty well. We're just saying we've had 11 goal kickers today, which is handy, and I think we've pretty well spread the workload reasonably well as well.
You're able to stop their 3 key midfielders. Stem nullified slightly, not their usual effectiveness.
Well, Dangerfield had, by my thing, he had 20 and 3 clearances. So, yeah, I would have thought that Dennis played part of the game on him, and then he was responsible for, I think it was Chris, Judd and Mark Murphy. The other boy would have been Thompson. Yeah, well, that's low numbers for Thompson, and I think Carazzo's underestimated in the way he plays. And he also got a bit of the footy, I think, from memory. So those 2. Oh yes, young Sloan. Yeah, well, Ed had a day. He had ups and downs, but by and large, he wore him pretty well.
Tonight sort of suggested that small forward line can work for you. Do you think it's sort of the long term?
Well, it's only.
It's going to sort of be well?
Well, I'm still trying to work out why people are surprised. Well, Eddie's been out with a broken jaw. That's the only reason why he hasn't been there. So I'm amazed at people being surprised that we would play Garlett, Betts and Yarra. What's the surprise about it?
Well, I guess I'm asking, do you think long term against the best sides that will hold up?
Well, could I throw it back to you? Why wouldn't it work?
I'm asking you.
Yeah. Well, I don't see any reason why it can't work. They all work hard. They're smart players. They're interchangeable players. They can all go through the middle. 1 can go to the back. 2 can go to the wing. And that's one of the criteria of our team is to have that flexibility, and they meet that criteria. Brock spent 80% of the time, I would say, 80% of your time in the forward line. And that was by design, and yet he's a midfielder. So we've got to get that flexibility. And you asked the question, what else is pleasing? The flexibility. So that probably answers your question. Yeah.
You did have white days from 2 key forwards. Is that a concern, or are you saying you've got the goals anyway? So
No, well, neither of those lads would be happy with their game. You're referring to Sean Hampson and to Sam Rowe. No, we want a contest. We don't plan on a lot of goals, but none's disappointing. I think it's none, isn't it? Yeah, none is disappointing, and they know that. And if you are highly competitive down there, then Brockies end up with a couple, and others end up with goals. So when you put an A next to the name, assist goal, I don't care. But when we can't add too many of those, well, we've got to certainly look at that side and see whether it's functional. So, we've got players playing tomorrow who we'll have a close look at and see whether we need to shuffle this side around. But they've served us very well so far.
Walker going down, Mick, most people probably would have expected that to massively benefit you guys, but it seemed to make their forward line by necessity more unpredictable.
Well, that's the nature of the game. You've got to have that unpredictability. There two backline players went forward and kicked 6 goals, but I wouldn't wish that upon anyone. The leg injury, he was in very, very good form. I think he kicked 1-1 from 4 kicks, 6 possessions. It's a lot of possessions for a key forward. So it's if he's done his knee, am I right in saying he's done the knee? No one knows.
PCL, maybe.
Or PCL. Okay, well, PCL, you get over that. ACL's a bit more difficult.
Well, one of the big questions is about, how long it's going to take the boys to grasp, if that's the right word, new system and new setup and things. 5 rounds in, 2 wins, how do you think it's all clicking into place?
I think the boys have got a good grasp on it. I think where we fall down, and as Mick said before, have those lapses when we try to get a little bit cute and probably flip the ball around a bit too much and look for perfect options, and that probably doesn't help our 2 big blokes up forward because they get in good positions and we might be flipping it around, and then all of a sudden they've got to cope with 2 or 3 defenders rather than being one-on-one. So I think we've got a grasp on the game style we're trying to play. It's just those 5, 6, 7 minute lapses where we try and be a bit too cute. That's what hurts us.
How's Bryce Gibbs, Nick, with your hamstring?
All I've been advised is he's had a tight hamstring. I wasn't going to take any gambles at half time with Eddie Betts on the bench, so you don't run the risk. So until I get confirmation how bad or how good or whatever, I won't know that till tomorrow.
You got Melbourne this weekend. I've thought about it too much already, but you can't be against Mark Neal, one of your proteges. You've been very complimentary of. How you've seen he's performed, or how well he's handled the pressure of the job? Or?
Well, the day he walked into the job, when you think what took place at Melbourne, I think it's a credit that he has stood up and remained sane for a start off. I don't think any coach has been through what he's been through in the space of 15 months. I certainly, let's put it this way, if that had been my first 15 months, there's no way no one will be here. Because that is so difficult. Yes, I have spoken to him a couple of times, but more, that's, I know that Nanny has spoken to Sarah about it. Welcome to AFL football, I suppose, under those circumstances. Very difficult. But as I said, I think he's done a pretty good job given where Melbourne were, what's happened. A lot of it's out of his control. But you get through this, you get through a lot of things.
Anything else on tonight's game? That's it? No? Alright, thanks.
Yeah, Brock.